Hello everyone, Denise here. Today I am bringing you the tutorial for March 2024, the Stitch in the Round. This is the Sally cowl. So I started doing the tutorial. I started doing the tutorial with Serenity Chunky Candy from Premiere. Doesn't play well with the camera. It's really hard to show you the stitches. So I'm going to bring in some wool pop from Universal. I am affiliated with Universal Yarn. I will leave my affiliate link below for them. I think the wool pop will show the stitches quite well and the patterning and be easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. I did a tiny test run and I think it's good. So I'm gonna grab a hook that matches and get you started on the tutorial. This can be made any size. You just go in multiples of 10. And if you are interested in a poncho version, I would love to bring you a tutorial on that. I won't do it unless someone says they want it done because, you know, work and all that. So if you are interested in the poncho version, let me know. Otherwise, I will bring you the cowl version today in a yarn you can see. So let me grab that. Okay, this is the beautiful wool pop. This is by Universal Yarn. This stuff is amazing. I love it. I love it, love it. I have purchased extra above what the company has sent me since I'm an affiliate. This was one of the ones that they shared with me. And so technically, I guess this could be sponsored by Universal Yarn because I never have created a project out of that yarn that they sent me. I have one caked up over here. So we'll just say this video is sponsored by Universal Yarn, and that will count as the one that they sent me because you will not need more than one of these wool pops if you are making it with this yarn. It comes in 284 yards, so you would have a very large cowl. If not a good sized wrap if you used all the yardage in this. So this is 50% bamboo, 35% superwash wool, and 15% polyamide. It's 100 grams. It's 3.5 ounces and 260 meters. Color on this is winter blue. It's a lightweight 3. And it calls for a G hook. So I have a G hook over here. You can use any yarn and any hook, any size, any whatever you want to use. Like I said, I was using the Premiere Serenity Chunky Candy, and it just did not show up on camera. I mean, it was kind of a hot mess. So we are going to go with wool pop. This is Ophire. This is my 4mm G hook. And I am an affiliate for Ophire as well. So I will link both of my affiliate links below for these two companies. And you go take a gander at what they have to offer. They both have beautiful products that I highly support. So multiples of 10. I may or may not make an entire complete cowl because I have been working on them for so long now, so I may just do a small one. Okay, so chain multiples of 10. I'm going to chain mine and then I will be back to you to let you know what I chained. Okay, so I have chained 80. I'm going to measure mine just to let you know where I'm at as far as size. So wrapping it around your neck, you have about a foot diameter. So my chain is about 24 inches long, which is plenty, plenty, plenty. So take care, don't twist your chain and join to your very first one. I make sure all the V's are facing me like this. And then I follow down and join once I get to the end. Then I know they're not twisted. This is such a delicate, beautiful yarn. As far as, I don't know, I just would call it classy. It's really nice yarn. Slip stitch to your beginning chain. And then your next stitch, not that same one you joined, but right here is going to be where we start. So we're going to put a single crochet right here in that next stitch. And then we're going to mark that because we want to know when we come back around that that is the stitch we're working in. Okay, now we're going to chain one. We're going to skip a chain, and we're going to put a single crochet in the next. We're going to chain 3. We're going to skip 2 and put a double crochet in the next. My chains want to look like they are going to turn, and I do not want them to. So chain 3, skip 2, double crochet in the next. Chain 1. Then we're going to skip 1 right there, and then double crochet in the next. We're going to chain 3. We're going to skip 2 and put a single crochet in the next. And we're going to chain 1, and we're going to skip 1, and we're going to single crochet in the next. We're going to repeat that all the way around. Now we're going to chain 3, skip 2, double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. Chain 3, skip 2, single crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next. I'm going to continue on with that repeat, and I will meet back up with you when I get to the end of the round. So I will see you in a minute. At the end of your round, you'll end up with 2 stitches at the end of your round because you're going to skip them. I ended up with 1. If you end up with 1, it's not the end of the world. It's fine. Your stitch count will be on for the next round. Skipping 1 or skipping 2 at the end does not matter. So you will have your stitch marker in your first single crochet, and that's where you're going to slip stitch into, but first make sure you chain your 3 and slip stitch to your beginning single crochet that you made. Then we need to remove our stitch marker. Okay, so round 2, we are going to start out with cluster stitches right here in our first chain 1 space. So we have a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. We're going to put a 2 double crochet cluster, chain 2, 2 double crochet cluster, chain 2, 2 double crochet cluster, all in that same spot right here. So we don't need to chain or anything. We're just going to go ahead and work into that. So we're going to yarn over. We are going to put our hook into that space. We are going to yarn over and pull up. We have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and go through 2 of those loops. Gonna yarn over, go back into that space, yarn over and pull up. We're going to yarn over and go through 2 more of those loops. Now we have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and we're going to go through all 3 of those loops. Now we're going to chain 2. In this very first spot here, we're going to put our stitch marker back in there. That lets us know where we need to go when we come back around. It's the beginning of our round. Now we're going to do that 2 double crochet cluster again in there. So yarn over, go into the space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go into the space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2 more, yarn over and go through all 3, chain 2, one more time with the cluster stitch here, yarn over, go in space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go into the space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through all 3. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 of our cluster stitches and then 2 chain 2 spaces. So now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to find our next chain 1 space, and that's between 2 double crochets. Every single time when you come around and you are looking at 2 double crochets, you know that you'll always put a single crochet right there in that chain 1 space. And we're going to chain 3, go to our next chain 1 space. Anytime that you see 2 single crochets and a chain 1 space dividing them, you know you need to do your cluster stitches. So we are going to yarn over, go into our chain 1 space here, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go into space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 3, chain 2, yarn over, go into the space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go into the space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through all 3, chain 2. One more time. Yarn over, go into the space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go into the space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through all 3, chain 3. We have 2 double crochets divided by a chain 1, so we're going to put a single crochet there. Chain 3. Next one is a single crochet, and then a chain 1, so we're going to do our cluster stitches. Yarn over, go into the space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go into the space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 3, chain 2, cluster, chain 2, one more cluster, chain 3. Next one, single crochet, chain 3. Next one will be cluster stitches. We're going to do that all the way around. I will meet back up with you when we get to the other end of this round. Using a different stitch marker. At the end of our round that we just finished, make sure you do your chain 3 after your single crochet there, and then where your stitch marker was, we're going to slip stitch into that stitch. Now we're going to slip stitch over to our chain 2 space. we're going to chain 4. Our chain 4 counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. And then we're going to take that stitch marker. I got a different one because I didn't like the other one. It was old and hard to open. So count up 3 chains, and your third chain, put your stitch marker in there. And then we're going to put a double crochet in our next chain 2 space. Then we are going to chain 3. Every time we see a single crochet from our last round, we have 2 chain 3s on each side of that. We are going to put a single crochet in the chain 3 space. Then we're going to chain 1 and put a single crochet in our next chain 3 space. Then we're going to chain 3. Every time we see our cluster stitches like this, we are going to do a double crochet in our first chain 2 space, chain 1, and a double crochet in our next chain 2 space. And we're going to chain 3. Then we're going to see we're repeating the same thing. Single crochet in the next chain 3 space, chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 3 space, chain 3. We have cluster stitches, so we're going to do double crochet in the first, chain 2 space, chain 1, double crochet in the second chain 2 space, and chain 3. And then we repeat all the way around. I will meet back up with you in just a moment when I finish this round. At the end of our round, we are going to slip stitch into our third chain of our previous chain 4 that we did. We're going to remove our stitch marker, and right now we have what we would see all the way around our rounds is 2 double crochets separated by a chain 1. We're going to start off our next round, and we're going to put a single crochet in that chain 1 space, and we are going to mark that stitch. Now we're going to chain 3. We're going to go over to our chain 1 space in between our single crochets. Remember, we put single crochets around our chain 3s. We chained 1 and we did another one. In that chain 1 space right here, that's where we're going to start our next cluster stitches. So in that chain 1 space right here, yarn over, go into the space, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go into the space again, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through all 3. Chain 2, repeat that cluster, chain 2, repeat that cluster, then we're going to chain 3. Now we see our next 2 double crochets separated by a chain 1. We single crochet in that. Chain 3. And then we see our chain 1 space separated by single crochets, and we know we need to do our clusters in there. So we do a cluster, chain 2, cluster, chain 2, and cluster. Chain 3. Single crochet in between those 2. In our next chain 1 space there. Chain 3 and do our cluster set. So We're going to do that repeat all the way around this round. And we'll meet back up with you at the end of this round to proceed. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, when we get to the end of the round, we are going to remove our stitch marker here. We are going to slip stitch into that single crochet from the beginning of our round, and now we're going to set up for next round. We're going to chain one here, and we're going to put a single crochet in this next chain 3 space here. We want to do that loosely, okay? Because we're going to work some stitches into that chain 1 space when we come back around. So we want that loose. So if it's not loose, take out your work, go back to your slip stitch where you were, pull up a bit, and do a single crochet in that chain 3 space, because we're going to work into that chain 1. We are going to mark that chain 1 so we know when we come back around that it's there and we need to do something. So then we're going to chain 3 and proceed with a round. We are going to look at our stitches. Hey, that's a set of cluster stitches. We put a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in our chain 2 spaces. So first chain 2 space, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 3. Whenever we come up on this set of stitches where we have the single crochet with a chain 3 on both sides, we put a single crochet in that chain 3. We chain 1, then we put another single crochet in the next chain 3 space, and then we chain 3. We have our cluster stitches again, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 3. We repeat that all the way around. I will meet back up with you when we get to the end so we can sort out the end of this round, because we started different than we usually do. So I want to show you how we're going to work into that. So I will meet up with you in just a moment. Okay, so we are at the end of the round. Remember, we put our stitch marker in our chain 1 there. So we're going to take that out. We are going to do a single crochet in that chain 3 space right before our chain 1. And then we're going to do our cluster stitches. We're just going to start our round. We're going to start with a cluster stitch set. So we're going to yarn over, go into that chain 1 space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go into the space, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through all 3, chain 2, put your stitch marker in the beginning cluster. Then we cluster again. Do our chain 2 and one more cluster. Chain 3. Now we have our 2 double crochets and we are going to single crochet in that. chain 1 space in between those 2 double crochets, chain 3, then we have another spot where we need to do a cluster right here, and if this looks familiar, it is. We've already done this. Chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 3, then we do another cluster set. That's a repeat for this round. I'll be back to you in just a moment at the end. When we get to the end of the round, you will remove your stitch marker and slip stitch into your beginning cluster there. Then we're going to slip stitch over to our next chain 2 space and chain 4. Remember that chain 4 counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. Count up to your 3rd chain and put your marker in there, and then put a double crochet in your next chain 2 space. And we're going to proceed from there. We're going to chain 3. We're going to find our next set of stitches here, and we know we put a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet here, single crochet in that chain 3 space, chain 1, single crochet, chain 3. This is our cluster stitches. We know we put a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, starting in that first chain 2 space. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 3 space, chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 3 space, chain 3, double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 3 space, chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 3 space, chain 3. We're going to do that repeat all the way around. I'll meet back up with you at the end of this round. Okay, at the end of our round, we will slip stitch into our marked stitch here. That is the 3rd chain of our chain 4. Move that marker. Round 8 is a repeat of round 4. Single crochet in your next stitch here, chain 1 space, and put the marker back in there. We're going to chain 3, and we see our stitches here, and we know when we see that we have to do a cluster set or cluster stitch, chain 2, cluster stitch, chain 2, cluster stitch. So cluster stitch here, chain 2, just like we did on round 4. And we're going to chain 3. Looking at our work, we know that we need to put a single crochet in between these double crochets, chain 3, and then we have that cluster set again. So just a repeat of round 4, which we've already done. Chain 3, single crochet in your next chain 1 space. We're going to repeat that all the way around. So from here on out, your rounds are repeating from what we have already done. This round is a repeat of round 4. Round 9 is a repeat of round 5. Round 10 is a repeat of round 6. You can end your cowl on any round you want. It's up to you. It does not matter. I think it's pretty no matter when you end it. Maybe when you run out of yarn. That's typically a good time to stop. Just slip stitch into your next stitch, whatever it is. If it's the end of the round, you slip stitch into the stitch that you have marked. I'm going to keep working on mine until I get to, you know, a little further. This is not much of a cowl. So I'm going to keep working on mine. I will let you see when I'm done, how it looks, and then this pattern will also be available on my website. So I will link that below so that you can find it. My website isn't something that I spend a lot of time on. It's very simple. I really haven't done much with it at all. I just occasionally put patterns on there that I have typed up, and this one I have typed up. So I will put it on there in PDF form. There's a picture of the pattern, and then there's wording of the pattern. If you click on the picture, you're going to get a video. If you click on the wording, you'll get the PDF if it's available. Not all of my patterns are on there, so I have this one almost ready to go though. So I will put it up, and you can print it out if you need to. It's in large print, which helps you see. You can also move down like sticky notes or whatever easily on the page without getting lost. That is one of my pet peeves. So I typically like to laminate my patterns and then use an erase board marker on it, dry erase marker, and mark off where I'm at or whatever I need to highlight. So yeah, I'm going to keep working on my cowl just for a little while, and then I'll be back to you in just a moment.